To Texel, and this is the part 2 of Tinkerbell. So let's read. A little while later, Tinkerbell sat on the beach. She angrily threw a pebble and heard a clunk. Tink went to investigate and found a broken proclam box. By the time her friends found her, Tinkerbell was busily putting her discoveries back together. The final touch was a lovely Procallan ballerina that fitted into the lid. "Do you even realize what are you doing?" asked Rosetta. "Fixing stuff like this. That's what tinkering is." Tink realized that her friends didn't want her to change talent. Desperate, she went to visit the only fairy that thought might be able to help, but Vidya was not in the mood for visitors, especially Tinkerbell. "You're my last hope," pleaded Tink. "Rosetta wouldn't even try to teach me a garden fairy now." That gave Vidya an idea. She suggested that the Tinkerbell prove she was a garden fairy by capturing the springing thistles. Tink knew that this was her last chance to go to mainland. She built a corral and made a lasso. She rode Gesso into the needlepoint meadow and used wings to herd a pair of thistles into the corral. "It's working," Tink cried joyfully. But as she headed back into the meadow, Vidya quietly blew open the corral gate. The two thistles ran right out. Soon other thistles joined the two that had escaped. It was Stampede. "Wait, come back!" yelled Tinkerbell, riding after them. The thistle decided to springtime square when they trampled over the carefully organized springtime supplies. Just then Queen Clarine appeared, a look of shock crossing her face. "By the second star, all the preparations for spring. I'm so sorry," Tink whispered as she took to the sky. Tink decided to leave Pixie Hollow forever, but she couldn't go without any last visit to the workshop. She had to admit that she did love to tinker. At the workshop, she noticed Cheese sniffing around something at the back of the room. It was Tink's Fairy Mary had been taken from her first day in the Pixie Hollow. "Lost things, that's it!" She cried as she took them over to her work table. Tink thought she had an idea to fix everything. That night, Queen Clarine gathered all fairies and explained the spring would not come that year. There simply wasn't enough time to replace the supplies that had run it. "Wait!" Tinkerbell cried. "I know how we can fix everything." The clever fairy had designed speedy machine to mend what the thistles had trampled. She had even used lost things to repair her paint sprayer. Tink showed a group of fairies how to assemble a machine to make berry paint. Next, she rigged up a vacuum that could collect huge mountains of seeds at the time. The fairies worked all night using Tink's machine. Early the next morning, Queen Clarine and the Minister of the Season flew into the square. Before them were more spring supplies than they had ever seen. The sun rose and the ever blossom opened and gave off a golden glow, signaling that it was time to bring springtime to the world. The fairies cheered. "You did it, Tinkerbell!" congratulated Queen Clarine. "We all did it," Tink replied. Tink was allowed to go to mainland to return the music box she had fixed. Tinkerbell was found the home where the music box belonged, and trapped on the window a little girl poked her hand out of the window. Her face was filled with joy at the discovery of her long lost treasure. Soon the fairies' work was done, and they had to return to Neverland. Tink couldn't wait to go home. She had tinkering to do. So guys, this is the end of Tinkerbell. And how do you like this Tinkerbell story? I really enjoyed the story because it was very cute, and it was very amazing as how Tinkerbell proved that she was a Tinker Fairy too. So in this book we would have more exciting stories, like this one is Pixie Hollow Games. We will read it soon, as you guys can see. And Tinkerbell we have read it. The next one is Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. We would also read it soon. And this is Tinkerbell and the Secret of Wings. As you guys can see, this book is filled with Tinkerbell stories. We will read it very soon. And just like that, I'm missing the topics, but no problem. Okay, so this one is my most favorite, and I would read with you guys. This is Tinkerbell the Pirate Fairy. I really like this. It's so beautiful story. Oh my gosh, this is the Pirate Fairy. Look, it's too colorful, and this page is very my favorite because it's very good and nice and beautiful. So guys, this is the end of this book, and if you really like our Tinkerbell story, please give our channel a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get our latest updates. Thank you.